about 6:30 in the morning. We've just got woken from our like warm, cozy slumber and thrown out into the cold world at the side of the motorway. It looks beautiful around here. The sun's just coming up behind the mountains, and yeah, welcome to Rishikesh. We're now in another tuk-tuk, heading to the right side of the river. So that is where we're heading via this bridge. A little bit out of breath because I've just hiked up the stairs to the rooftop of our hostel, but yeah, this is the view. It's pretty amazing. So we've just come to the Little Buddha Cafe for breakfast after checking into our hotel, which they let us do early, which was lovely. Look at this welcome party. It's just sat here, guarding the corridor, making sure no one comes and steals our breakfast. From our rooftop you can see these whitewater rafters about to enter the rapids, and they go. See how they get on. A piece of cake. We are just setting out through Rishikesh. We are the I can't remember what it's called, the Laxman something. I'll write it down inside. But it's a beautiful evening. Very lovely place to be.
Today we are taking it easy. We are just walking around beautiful Rishikesh, and we are going to the Beatles Ashram, where they wrote the White Album.
So I was just walking down this small street of shops. It felt a little bit odd, but then I realised it was a little bizarre. Live reaction to that joke. I actually nearly just got gouged by a cow for how bad that gag was. So we got to the Beatles Ashram, which is apparently in here behind us, but it costs more than the Taj Mahal to do, which doesn't seem fair, decent. So reluctantly, I'm gonna give it a skip, because yeah, it just doesn't really seem worth it. I'm sure the Beatles wouldn't approve the high prices paid to go and dwell in peace and love. So yeah, we just go for a nice little walk around the area, which is very beautiful. So it's already bombed it off. Just having our own little twist and shout. Also, slightly bizarrely, on the outside of it, there's like no mention at all that it's the Beatles Ashram. It just says it's now a tiger reserve. Tigers in captivity. Again, not necessarily the coolest thing. There is a little roadside display that the Beatles wore. It's pretty visceral. Down on the beach. Very nice it is too. Would you concur?
Oh my god, it's lovely. Yeah, I'm going to put my feet in. You can't stop me.
It says it's cold. You didn't get that. Feet in the Ganges. But yeah, it is very cold. She was right. Once again, as always.
Enlightenment.
Do you look at that? For some reason Zoe seems to think this is quite impressive.
It's hand balancing.
Yes, dear.
Hand balancing. I can do it on the left one as well. Oh my god. Are you not entertained? Oh.
Smugness alert, but there are definitely worse places to work from. It turns out that the thing we went to today was the tiger sanctuary, not the actual Beatles Ashram. So I think to do the actual Beatles Ashram costs about half the price, which is much more reasonable. So we'll probably have another crack at that another day. And as is traditional, the bell chimes for Zoe to eat her dinner. So after a very pleasant morning, chilling and chatting with fellow guests on our rooftop, we've come to the Little Buddha for a little bit of breakfast, and then, ignoring the advice of TLC, we're going to go and see some waterfalls. Because it took us a little bit of time to do all our life admin this morning, we're going to go and chase the waterfalls tomorrow. In the meantime, Zoe is going to go and get her hair cut.
Yeah, it's time. I think it's been about 9 months. I'm going to go for the cheapest haircut I've ever had, which I think it's about 500 rupees, so a fiver. So we shall see.
This is a before shot.
Oh, lifeless hair. It's getting me down. I think I'll go for a haircut. And then do a...
So here we are, post haircut.
The change is minuscule, I have to say. That's what I asked for.
Is it even technically a haircut?
It's a trim. It's a hair trim I ended up having. I think it's good.
So do I. So our admin done, we're now just coming across the bridge, the same bridge that we came across on the first morning when we got here, but is now considerably busier and rocking quite a bit more as well. But it's still nonetheless beautiful scenery from here. So
hello, sir.
I
am one pictures for come again.
Yeah. What you want, one picture?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay,
Hold on.
selfie,
Bear with
please.
me. Yeah, so as I was saying, before I had to just pose for a selfie with those guys, it's a tough life. Views are, yeah, really beautiful from this bridge. We're crossing over to the Tapovan side now, where we're going to try and hopefully find the Beatles Cafe.
This is the Tapovan side of Rishikesh. You can see the side that we're on.
So we've been on these stairs for about 5 minutes now, and we're about 10, 12 steps up, just because we keep getting stopped and asked for photos. Well, Zoe keeps getting stopped and asked for photos. So that's a bit strange, because usually there's about a 50-50 split between whether they ask me for a photo or Zoe for a photo. But this time, she was way more popular. We think.
Fresh trim. Everyone wants it on their Instagram. Comes fit.
Cheers. Beatles Cafe.
That's so nice.
With boss views. Here is the view from the balcony of the Beatles Cafe. And there's the Beatles Cafe itself. So far, perfectly standard bits of artwork on the wall, and then nightmare. Now we're just crossing back over the bridge from Tapovan to Laxman Jhula. They love her here. She's blocking traffic. That's how popular she is. She's been mobbed. She thinks she eats. Here's your movie shoes here, and she's wearing her shoes there, and she's ripped up the carpet. So today, once again, in flagrant disregard for TLC's advice, we're going to chase the waterfalls that we could not chase yesterday. There is a potential risk on this this journey as we head out, because we're both playing a dangerous game of Bombay roulette. But I'm sure we'll make it home.
So down there's a guy. He used to work with my mom, and she was researching spiders right before she died in the Amazon.
Look at us. Here we are, trekking in the Himalayas. Who would have thought it?
Not me.
You can kind of see like there should be a raging river running down here, and at the moment there's nothing. Yeah, everyone here is so friendly and so chilled. It really is a very pleasant place to spend some time. Unless you're a waterfall fan, in which case you might be in for some disappointment in the sort of months of February, March. Scrappers. as with quite a few places in India, when you're heading out into the wilderness, it is always advisable to take a monkey stick with you. Just make sure you enunciate clearly if you ask anyone for one. Naked guy in the water down there, just watching all the boats go past through the rapids. It's a hobby, I suppose. Okay, this is getting a tiny bit more like it. Finally some progress. We think we've actually found the path that might lead up to the waterfall. Basically just followed some keno jogger who headed up this way. Looks like it's somewhere up there. Intrepid explorer.
Ah, yeah. We found it. Big old waterfall.
Zoe struggled a bit crossing one of the river bits, so she just told me to go on, which I'm going to do for 5 minutes. See if I can see this waterfall. If not, turn round. So I think there it is through there. You can hear people playing at the base, but it's been 5 minutes now. And it looks like it's quite a long way down there, so I'm just going to turn back. Maybe next time. The irony is, after the hike all the way up there, dipping a waterfall is just what's needed to refresh oneself. Look at that. Sitting, waiting patiently like a water nymph or something. Either that or she's stranded on those rocks and doesn't know how to get back across. You look very zen. I have to agree, this is a pretty good spot to sit and take a break by. As we walk back to the village, I'm having a tremendous amount of fun by pretending I'm a cattle herd and just steering Zoe along on the side of the road like we see the cattle herds do. I think I'll stop now. It's not going down too well.
I'm not a donkey, I'm a person with person feelings.
So we stroked this little guy about half a kilometre back and he's been with us the whole way, leading us home. Yeah, he's just been sort of like checking ahead just to make sure the coast is clear for us. Very sweet boy. Let's face it, we should probably have listened to TLC and stuck to the rivers and streams that we were used to, but we've nonetheless had a very productive afternoon, I think, up on the rooftop, and these are great surrounds with which to work in. Now the sun's going down, probably going to have some dinner.
This morning we are at the Cafe Royale, just having some breakfast, and to rest after that we are going to attempt to go find the Beatles Ashram once more. Jez has done his research about where it is. We don't think it's in a tiger reserve, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Somewhere in there is the ashram. Goes so somberly by. So unfortunately our second visit to the ashram was no more successful than the first, because it is 1,200. We thought it was 600, which seems a much more reasonable price. Like I say, it's only 12 quid in the great scheme of things, but it just would have rankled to pay that much more than the Taj Mahal to see a few crumbly old buildings. So I'm going to give it a skip, but we are sort of going to go a different route, because we've read somewhere that maybe you'll be able to see bits of it if you follow a different route, so wish us luck. That up there is probably one of the huts of the ashram. So this is the view as Beatles would have enjoyed, without the added benefit of Zoe, of course, but yeah, it's a pretty nice spot to chill out. It's very pleasant, isn't it?
It's lovely. You know what's even lovelier?
Oh.
I can do this.
Oh my god.
Like and subscribe, guys, if you're impressed by my hand balance.
This is a very nice spot indeed. Watch the boats come down, sit on the sand. So says she's going off down there to find a new boyfriend, a better boyfriend, and it looks like she's succeeded. Well, after an afternoon of just sort of chilling on the rooftop doing a little bit of work, we've both come out to this little restaurant, the Panjitji by the Himalaya, which we saw, which does really cheap thali, but it's meant to be very good. And yeah, just looking out over the river. Last night in Rishikesh. I'm gonna miss this just checked out of the hostel. We've got like probably 4 or so hours to kill before we head to the Tapovan side to try and get a tuk-tuk to Haridwar, where at 9 PM tonight we will catch our bus to Shimla, and we should arrive at 7 in the morning. That's our logistics. Will it all go smoothly? Let's find out. So we have both just walked up the massive hill on the other side of the river, probably about like 80 steps with our rucksacks on. As soon as we got to the top of the hill, there's a taxi there waiting. He's taking us to Haridwar ISBT, all being well. Slight problem with the tuk-tuk, but it'll get fixed. We've arrived safely in Haridwar, but we've got a bit of time to kill now, so we're just wandering through the city to find a little cafe by the river, which is meant to be very pretty, and then we can just chill there for a couple of hours and then actually try and find exactly where our bus goes from. We found a restaurant in Haridwar, so chowing down on her favourite curry, which is
a vegetable jalfrezi, name of curry that has perfect level of spice, perfect flavour. It's perfection.
Whereas mine is quite spicy and it's making my nose run, and I hope it doesn't come back to haunt me on our long bus journey.
So it's a new record for how early we are at the bus station. We are 3 hours early for our bus to Shimla, but that's okay.
So what does my cousin always say though?
You're not early until you're there. Ta-da!
You're only early when you're there, yes.
Et voila!
Guess who is trying to get their 10,000 steps in?
And you can find out if I do get my 10,000 steps
As well as what we get up to in Shimla and Manali
in the next video.